Okay. So I need to make sure this is. It feels weird because normally I put my headphones on when I'm streaming so I can hear the game. But there's not actually any game sound for this. Did I change the title? Infinite Stash Sorting. I need to change this to Diablo 2. Diablo 2. Nice typo. I need to change. No. No. English. United States. Save. Right. Then here. Paste. And then exit Discord. So I don't have to get notified. Unblind. Alright. Let's see. What am I looking for? D2X. I think I have like, is it S? Is it T? No, so it's just starting at S. Any shield. Gurkies. Interesting. I wonder, maybe I am just misremembering and it was never called Kirkies. Let's see. This goes here. We'll move that over there. Lidless wall. Poison absorb. It's an interesting one. Voodoo heads. Homunculus. Armor. Belt. Set. Okay. Let's get that back to 1,000. We'll put crafted items in the rare box. Circle it. Okay, needs sockets. I'll put this one and this one. Tarnhelm. Unique. No. Why aren't you popping up? Okay. No. Weapon. Throne. Oh no. Full bow. Yeah, that one goes in need sockets. Spear. Javelin. Javelin. Bazel's Vortex. Weird. What? Storm Eye. Okay. Club. Axe. Okay, so I still have the exploder potions. Ring. Volcathos. Why did I keep that? Ring. I don't know. I'll just throw them all into here. Amulet. High Lord's Wrath. Amulet. Set. Okay. I think I can close all of these. Does this show? Yeah. Okay. Concurrent viewers 1. That's probably me, but I'm not sure. The exploder potions. Exploder 2. Oh, I might be about to have to make Exploder 3. So the goal today is to sort 3 stashes like this, and then sort the 4th one or the last one as a video instead of a stream. and see if I have 1,000 sapphires yet or not. Close that, that. Charm. Let's see. Charm. Skillers. Okay, this will go in the charm box. This. What? No. Medium charm. Maxer. I'm surprised I kept this. It must have a low required level or something. Small charm. I don't need skillers open. Well, that's nice. Hit recovery, 11 light resist. 2 maximum damage, 12 light resists. 9 maximum damages. Magic find, okay. Socket filler. Jewels. So basically, I think I only have like 1 or 2 jewels total that are not just crafting jewels. And I might have already used them. So all of this is just crafting fodder. Okay. Gems. Amethyst 4. Okay, flawed amethyst. Flawless amethyst. And then I'll check for perfect in case I accidentally made a perfect one. Perfect skull, and that's it. Okay. As it should be. Alright, diamond. Diamond 4. Flawed diamond. Flawless diamond. Hmm. Weird. My vision went suddenly blurry. Probably dehydrated. My day off, so I'm not drinking like 8 bottles of water an hour. Sad that I only have one day off this week, but that's what it is, I guess. Okay, there were no perfect diamonds, so emerald. My shoulder is bothering me today. I don't know if I slept on it weird or if I just worked too much. Like carrying the weed eater. Or combination of the two. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that should be it. Ruby. Rubies. Um, right. Flawless ruby. There we are. Flawmore ruby. All right, ruby, regular ruby. And then while I'm here, I'll do perfect skull. $662 perfect skulls. Sapphire. 772. Let's see. Okay, so based on that, I had over 100, I think, sapphires in this stash. I should reach 1,000. And then I might do, I don't know if I would try to do that crafting today or maybe later. But it'd be tough for me to try to schedule because, well, I'm never home. So, by schedule, I mean pick a day and announce it so that the subscribers that are interested in seeing it live could do so. Skull 3, oh, I'm on Skull 32, duh. I say Skull 3 is full, where is Skull 4? But for whatever reason, it's named Skull 3 too. So it is what it is. Oh, I missed a sapphire. And either all or almost all of my perfect skulls are from gem shrines rather than being cubed up. The map that I did the 5,000 council runs on had, I'll call 1.5 shrines on it. So I would always check the shrines to see if they were a gem shrine and make a perfect skull. Topaz. Wait. The other thing is about doing a 1000 sapphire crafting stream is I don't remember how long that takes. But if I do try to schedule it, it would have to be a Sunday because that's the only day that I for sure won't be working. I suppose July 4, technically, I'm off, but we'll see if I'm actually off. That's only, what, like 2 weeks away? 22 plus about 12, yeah. 2 weeks away. It's a weird way of counting dates. 22 plus 12. Today's the 22nd of June. July 4 is about 12 days away, which would be, you know, June 34. So. Runes A through E. 2. When I was a child, Bob Dole was running for president, I think. And I wanted him to win because his name was on all of the fruit stickers. F through R2. S+2. I need to count all my runes and see if I forwarded everything and cubed it up. What would it come out to? Like with maximum cubage, and then like how many hell runes, and maybe how many what's it called? Spirit rerolls, etc. Okay, Ital S is now empty. Ital T, no Ital R. Okay, and it's Q, and then P is for the video, and then O I'll do here. Okay, let's go ahead and do the runes. Since that's what's open. Mhm. So, do you like the lack of TTS? Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. What is happening here? I think you know. Have you never sorted rune or stashes 1,000 items at a time into stashes with appropriately labeled names like rune F through R2? This is me moving items that were 1,000 or stashfuls of 1,000 pieces of junk into stashes that are appropriately named from the 5,000 High Council runs. That way I can find them more easily. Like all of my rubies are in stashes called rubies. Stuff like that. Takes about 30 minutes, probably more like 25 minutes to move 1,000 items. This is a click and drag simulator. I don't like sorting it as I go, because when I move in, you fill up your stash in game, it holds like, 80 items or whatever it is, and then you have to, like, oh, I have to open my charms, my skillers one for this one skiller, then I have to open my maxers stash for these two maxers I found, and now I have to open my uniques stash because I found one unique item. So I just dumped them all in to one unlabeled stash, and then do this later. Uh, 3 Fade, 2 Lightning Sentry. I feel like this is no good. I don't know. I'll put it in the need socket box. It's the worst that could happen. sword, uniques. Lightsaber, elegant blade. Why do I have... Oh. Let's just throw it in here, I guess. Never to be seen again. Oh, wait. Sure. Bow. Thrown weapon. Exploder. 2. This one I probably shouldn't need. How many stashes? I have 4 left. Well, I guess 3 left because I just finished one. This one and one more that I'll be doing as the stream. And then one that I'm going to do by itself as a video. And I had already done 6. There were 10 stashes total for about 10,000 pieces of junk that I collected in 5,000 High Council runs. So about 2 pieces of junk per run. Needs sockets is already open. Set. Wait, no. Set 1 is not full. Uniques. What? Where did uniques go? Uniques. Oh, that's for crafting. Okay. I don't know where to put that. I'll throw it in here for now. Boots. Gloves. Helmets. Let's see. Need sockets. Dark sight. Peasant crown. Class specific. Okay, rings and amulets. No. Clothes. Large charm. Skillers. Okay. Maxer. Charm. Okay. Some of these I'm surprised. Oh, you'll like this one. Is there another one like it? I think there was. Where was it? Okay, attack rating is getting lower. 34, no. 34 attack rating, 18 life. I thought I had another one. Maybe it's in the last stash. Or maybe I'm wearing it. I might be wearing it. Yeah. Okay. Jewels. No rare jewels. Well, let's see if I'm wearing it. Oh, is it here? Dumb best barb ever. Interesting. He's not wearing it. The main reason why he might be wearing it is not because it's a better pick, but simply because it's a good item. But it looks like that didn't happen. So, Amethyst. Coming up on 1,000, and then I'll have to make Amethyst 5. Yep. And I will reach 1,000 sapphires. And so then I'll have to figure out when I want to do a sapphire crafting stream. In general, yeah, especially if you have minus target defense. Then just I usually like either max or I like life max. Especially since my guy picked, he wasn't supposed to be a Travencall runner, and so he was picking strength instead of vitality, and so his health pool is too small. Utility, new stash, 1.07, Amethyst 5. Did I even spell amethyst right? Who knows? I also like lightning resists max, lightning resists life. If I had a really nice, all resists max, of course, that would probably be the #1 choice. Mm. Probably, yeah, max, probably the best choice because of the way that enhanced damage applies to the charms. And I think demon enhanced damage also applies to, like, off weapon demon enhanced damage applies to the charms. I don't think on weapon does, but I don't really know. But yeah, if built properly, then max is probably best in general. There might be like some weird case for non-barbarians, like if it was a druid or an assassin or something. I don't even know if plus damage, I don't think maximum damage even applies to kicking. But probably even for the druid, max is better. And the only thing that might occasionally be better builds would be a really good minimum damage charm set. Depending, especially if you're playing on players 1, then I could see there be potential for a minimum damage charm set on some builds to be better than a maximum damage charm set because I guess like guaranteeing less required hits, if that makes sense. But that kind of thing is beyond my how much I care about optimizing. I just like cool items. I know Warg made a minimum damage Avenger Paladin. But if I were going to, I wouldn't use an Avenger. If I were going to do a minimum damage build, it would probably be some sort of either werewolf or werebear. With like a phase blade, or if there's some sort of two-handed weapon that has similar minimum and maximum damage, or like maybe legendary mallet. What am I looking for? Diamonds. The minimum damage affects your average damage less, but if you're like if the monster's hit points is like close to the bottom of your damage window, like say you do 10 to 100 damage and they have like, 15 life, then a minimum damage charm would be better than a maximum damage charm because 5 minimum damage would guarantee death in one hit, and 5 maximum damage would mean sometimes it takes 2 hits. So if you really want to go deep dive, you could probably find some build and some target where minimum damage is objectively better. Am I an idiot? Well, I know I'm an idiot, but did I miss some diamonds? Hmm. Yeah. But maybe you're playing pre 1.10. I think the problem with trying to use a werewolf or a werebear for targeted running is the lack of AoE. If they had some sort of weapon damage explosion attack, then I could definitely see running something with them. But they don't. Highlight vid. So far only the runes. I need to make a video for the items from like runs 2000 to 3000, which apparently I never made a video of. And then I may need to make a video of the best items from runs 4000 to 5000. And then I will probably go through and look at all the items that were in my groups of 1,000 runs and pick like the best of the best and make a video of like my top 10 or something, which will probably be like 10 charms. But I might not do that. And then I have to make a write-up and potentially a video summary of the write-up. Whoa, too many emeralds. New stash. Emerald 5. Imagine having more than 1,000 items in a completed stash. Impossible. I need to be able to quickly and easily see exactly how many of each gem color I have. There. Okay. So basically no highlight video not started. Rubies. I did, like I said, I did the video of the rune finds where my best rune was Vex, which is, if you did, based on my statistics, if you did 15,000 runs, you would get, or you should expect 2 Vex runes and one Vex rune and 2 runes higher than Vex. And you should expect, separately, this is not the same thing, 3 runes Vex or higher. So basically, every 5,000 runs, you should expect 1 rune Vex or higher, and there's a 1/3 chance that that rune is Vex. And so I basically got the most expected result for my highest rune. And you can go watch that video. It has like 23 views. And the thumbnail has a picture of a Vex rune next to an rune, but you can't tell which one is which. Oh, I might need to make rubies 4. Utility, new stash. So the reason that I have basically 1,000 less rubies than any other gem type is because ruby is for blood crafting recipes, which is the only thing that I've been crafting. Okay, perfect skull. Let's go ahead and do those. $702 perfect skulls. Sapphire. So this stash might push me over 1,000 sapphires. And if not, then the next one should for sure. And then there's one more after that. Let's see, R. Yeah. So I'll definitely have 1,000 sapphires. So I'll have to look at the calendar, but I think I might just plan to do the sapphire crafting next Sunday. Because Sunday is the only day that I know for sure that I won't be working. Uh, the mana after each kill ring at character level 19. For the rare mana after each kill, increased cast speed, magic find ring. It's like 1 in 18,000 sapphires will give cast speed, mana, and magic find and magic find. And then I think it was like 1 in 3,000 and 1 in 5,000 will give one magic find or the other. But I don't remember those numbers for sure. And then of course you have to roll the mana after each kill well, because if you only get 7, then that's not really super useful. What do you mean that's all? That's one of the items that I want for my build. If you're asking, am I planning on crafting the other gems, like rubies or amethysts or whatever? Someday, but not, soon. I need some high level characters and other patches. I need a guy in 1.08 that's at least level 64, I think is the number for SOJ. I need a guy in like 1.10A who can craft for the 5 socket weapon. So I don't know if I would go for trying to make like a 5 socket Cruel Colossus blade, or if I would try to go for the 5 socket War Scepter with cast speed, or what it is that I would try to do there. But Skull 32, where you at? When I get the... Do I have a guy? Oh yeah, I want to Stormspire. So, if I ever end up, keep playing One to Stormspire, then while he is farming rituals in the background, the foreground instance of Diablo 2 would be probably another barbarian that does 1.08 High Council runs, with the main intent being to get high enough level to do all of my other crafting, as well as finding Tal runes to craft caster amulets. Imagine rushing. Impossible. And if I do rush groups, which I will need to do eventually because I need like 100 socket quests or more. I would probably start in 1.0 and collect the magic ring, the rare rings from Ormus. And then, you know, stuff like that. Dang. Anyway. But yeah, the magic rings from Ormus. Or rare rings, I guess. And then... Let's see. What else do they need to collect? At that point, I would probably just go ahead and collect Hell Forges. Um, but that's, you know, low priority for me. I'll get a guy to a high level just by playing through the game. That's not really an issue. Probably what'll happen is I have a couple of guys. Well, either I'll just quest through 1.08 again, or I'll take a guy that I already have in like 1.0 or 1.06 and forward him. Topaz. Okay, close to 5,000. Or 1,000 rather. New stash. Topaz 5. But yeah, once you know, crafting the things that are not sapphires is a lower priority for me than the other things I already in theory have going on. Like the 1.0 guided playthrough that I need to finish, getting that guy to level 92. The 1.06, that guy needs to do Cocoon Touch Simulator for 58 rare rings and see how long does it take, like how many hours to get 58 rings, and compare that versus how much time to get 58 rings with rituals and Arcane Sanctuary to see if they're comparable or if one is obviously better. Or I guess rituals, Arcane Sanctuary, and Act 4. $58, because that's how many were in the groups that I did previously, which is a full inventory, a full stash, and 3 tomes of Identify. Okay. Ital Q. Needs sockets. Unique. Set. That's a crafting item. Base, so I'll put it in here. Rare. Wow. Rings and amulets. Okay, this goes in. I guess it goes in amulet. Ring. Whoops. Ring. Where are you? Okay, and then that's everything. Exploders. Cleaning my keyboard. Oh. Just use speech to text. I think I've cleaned my keyboard 0 times ever. When it stops working, I just buy a new one. The price might have gone up, but last time I bought this keyboard, I think it was $8 from the grocery store. Oh, too many exploders. Exploder 3. Okay, charm. Skiller. Maxer. Charm. No, not that I just did. I have somewhere in here. Well, I guess I closed it. I had the 38 life poison and bone. I think it was 38. That's the only one that really. Oh, that was a maxer. That goes over here. That's the only one that stands out. Yeah, anyway. Jewels. Okay, no rare jewels. I mean, there's a few that have like hit recovery or something. I think I might have a 20 maximum damage cold skiller. Very useful. Runes. Yeah. There's probably some, like with Fast Run Walk, I just put a martial arts 18 life skiller away. But the only one, like I said, the only one that stands out is that Poison and Bone. Uh, I feel like there might have been a fire one, but well, let's go look. That might just be from 12 years ago, so I don't have it anymore. Because I remember I had that 40 life fire one, but um, charm, bow and crossbow, 20 life, passive and magic 23 life, fire 36 life. There you go. That one's good. Light hit recovery. Poison and bone 37 life. Summoning run walk, summoning maximum damage. Combat 10 life, combat 12 life. Defensive 29 life. Barbarian combat 12 max. Which, you know, a max would be way better. Barbarian mastery is 39 life. I guess maybe there would be something that might use that somewhere. Warcry is 12 and 17 life. Shapeshift 36 life. So that one's probably pretty decent. Eight elemental. Nice. Elemental run walk. Trap 22 life. Shadow discipline hit recovery twice. Martial art run walk. Martial art 18 life. I could see potentially trying out, you know, just for fun, not necessarily for efficiency. Fury Druid versus the High Council in 1.07. I think it would be able to take them down pretty quickly, but it would only be, you know, players one with no Hork. So. Or maybe, I guess if in 1.08 most things die in one hit, I mean, at that point, I guess you might as well just use an Amazon with multi-shot, but I was going to say Feral Rage Druid. Because of the run walk boost and the 20-second duration of the buff lets you have time to pick up items to just like clear random zones. But probably Amazon or like Sorceress would be better in that case. Yeah, no, I don't think the council would die in one shot, but like random monsters, like if you're gonna do, you know, bloody foothills or something like that, or maybe cows. I don't know how strong cows are on players one. But then you know, there would definitely be better builds than the druid. So I don't know where you might use them at. I don't know. Yeah, even in 1.07 for me, the council takes a couple, like the non-unique ones take a few hits, even after amplified damage, I think. Okay, Amethyst 5. Anyway, any of that would mostly just be to have a use for the skiller rather, the 36 life shapeshift skiller rather than to actually be a good build. Bariza can be pretty strong for a werewolf or werebear in 1.09 because of the attack speed, but I think there's probably better options because I don't think the attack speed is as high. Wait, no, that's one. Yes, yeah, 1.09. Amethyst. There we are. Because I think that's when it got like 80% attack speed or something like that. But if you have a stash full of maxers, then the weapon base is much less important than your attack speed for that. So you would just want like a fast weapon base. PvP Fury. With one skiller, that'll go well. And no weapon. I'm not farming the right targets to get PvP items, I think. I'm farming the right targets to get, what's it called? AFK Hurricane Druid items. Let's see, do I have any accidental perfect? No. Okay, perfect skull. Since I'm looking at them, I'll go ahead and do that right now. $720 perfect skulls so far. Diamond. New stash. Diamond 5. I forgot, I guess, that I had that fire skiller. I just need like 7 more and then I can go make a 1.10 Andariel runner. 1.10A. But probably if I were going to try to farm Bullcathos in 1.10A, then I would just do High Council Barbarian and farm other stuff too with, the hope of getting some nice runes to make some rune words with. Because the odds in even in 1.10A are much higher than 1.07 for the runes. And that would give me more chances for elemental skillers with life. and circlets and whatever all else. Chipped, flawed, and flawless gems, or whichever tiers it is that are for the 1.10a recipe. Diamond. Wait, what? Did I miss? No. $1.10s. No, it was 1.10a is where I would. S is for the call to arms only, I think. And then A is everything else. The 5-socket weapon recipe, the other beta rune words, and then, you know, just whatever in general you can get from Travancore. And the 2-skill Volcathos wedding band. Emerald. Okay, and so this is Q. Okay, so then O, which is only like 100 items total. If I said 1.10s for any of that farming, I meant 1.10a. Whenever I do finally get a high enough level guy in 1.08 to try to roll SOJ from these emeralds and rubies and topazes, that's going to be a lot of rolling. Rubies. Because now I have, you know, over 4,000 emeralds, 3,000 rubies, and over 4,000 topazes. I could do a 24-hour SOJ attempt at stream. Oh no. That would probably be more disheartening than the lack of results from identifying 522 rings. My odds, hold on. I can look this up. Discord. Here. Useful information. Cubing odds and 1.08 for Stone of Jordan. 24,800 attempts should get you in 1 SOJ on average. So basically 1 in 25,000 per attempt. And I have, let's see, I have about 10,000 attempts right now. Since the topaz recipe is just 2 topazes, so it's half as many attempts as there are gems. Sapphire. But I have if I choose to farm gems specifically, there's a much faster way for me to farm them now. In 1.0, it takes me about 15 minutes to get 40 gems of various colors. Doing high council runs with, you know, players 1 and no Hork. And I think the 15 minutes includes moving them to a mule, but I can't remember. And then if you were specifically farming for a particular color of gem and ignoring all the others, then, you know, it would take 15 minutes times, what, like 6 to get a stash full of 40 on average. So, hour and a half. But I would not do that. I would pick every color. They are limited to normal tier. You cannot drop flawless from the monsters. And then technically, a lot of those gems would be dupes. But that's okay. And then if you really wanted to specifically farm a particular color of gem, then you do a lot of map rolling. You load a game in self-multiplayer with a character that is not farming. You join that game with a sorceress with maxed thunderstorm. Then you leave the game and go play in single player with the sorceress. You jump through the Stony Field waypoint and see, does Rakanishu immediately spawn and come towards you? If he does, then cast Thunderstorm and make sure he dies at the same time every time, which he will, and then he'll drop the same thing. And you want him to drop the gem of the color that you're looking for. So, you know, most times you'll re-roll a map simply because Rakanishu doesn't start running towards you right away because he's not close to the waypoint. And then when you do get him running towards you right away because he is close to the waypoint, then most of the time, he won't drop the gem you're looking for. And so you have to roll the map anyway. So who knows how many map rolls that will take. And it would be very clunky because you have to roll them in multiplayer so that you can mule off without losing the map seed by rejoining the multiplayer game to mule. So you have to leave your computer on 24/7. If you don't care about pure Diablo trade rules ethics, then, you know, you can skip the multiplayer bit, copy paste your save file, and then, you know, just delete the gems, like mule off, reload the copied guy, delete the gems so you don't have them twice, but you get to keep the map that way. But I wouldn't do that. The only thing that I would try to target farm that way would be sapphires. And that would be one of those things that I only try to do if I'm playing Diablo 2 for 8 hours a day as a full-time job. Which is, you know, extremely unlikely. All right, Topaz 5. I don't know how to write code at all. So it would probably be more efficient for me to map roll than to spend, you know, however much time it takes to learn how to code well enough to make a muling program. And then just buy a new computer that's a dedicated TCP IP host game that just stays up on my local network 24/7 with a battery pack. So if the power goes out, it stays on. Amazing. And if the power goes, oh, but what if, oh, it doesn't matter if the internet goes down, it's local area. It's not actually internet. And if the, no, because the router has to stay on too. I was going to say if the power goes out long enough, then I could go to my parents' house and leech off their solar. Okay, ITAL queue is empty. ITAL PvP will be done as a video as part of the Time Traveler's Infinite Grind playlist explaining how and why to use Atma. And then ITAL-O is, 92 items and we're almost done with this for today. Whoops. Okay. Bow. Armor. No amulets, no rings. Charms. Skiller. Where are you at? Alphabetical order. Still can't find it. Okay. Well, that's pretty decent. So I have 127 skillers so far. Not everything here is from the 5,000 council runs. There's items from before that. 25 maximum damage, 48 attack rating Grand Charm. Runes A through E. Two. Runes F through R. And runes S+2. Okay. Jewels. Jewel of Honor. 498 jewels so far. Gem. So I still have a stash of 1,000 items of junk to sort. So these numbers are not final. But the main takeaway today is that I do have enough sapphires to now do a crafting stream of sapphires. So that's exciting. Diamond, diamond. Diamond. Okay. Emerald. Whoa. Ruby. Then after this, I'm gonna go cook dinner and do laundry. Exciting stuff. And tomorrow I have to wake up at 4 a.m. And next week will probably be longer than this week. So I'm not really looking forward to that. Go. Let's see. Topaz. 12 items left. Okay, something is hiding. Let's go find it. Stamina potion. Delete. Okay. So that ends, I have 1,000, let's see, how many items left to sort that I will do separately as a video. 1,004 items left. And I have over 1,000 sapphires. Very exciting stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll probably do the sapphire crafting next Sunday. And won't really promise anything else because I'm not home.